Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Janitor here, back with another cast. Today I'm going to be casting the 5th game in the best of 7 series between ONEKyhol and FXOpTiKzErO. If you don't know what happened in the last games, definitely go check them out. They are a fantastic set of replays. I'm really enjoying casting them, and I really enjoyed watching them live. So I hope you all are enjoying them as well. If you are enjoying them, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it very much. If this is your first video, feel free to watch the entire replay set, as this will be a best of 7, as I said. 7 replays going to be coming out of this. The series right now is tied. I believe it's 2-2, and this is the 5th game in the series. Kyle taking 2 games off of FXOpTiKzErO, and FXOpTiKzErO doing the same. That last game on Jungle Basin, really FXOpTiKzErO fast expanded and defended an amazing push that was coming by Kyle. So hats off to FXOpTiKzErO, and we're going to be seeing this next game, this 5th game, on Sakura's Plateau, which is also really great for early expanding, as you cannot spawn in these vertical positions, which means no close rush distances. You see how fast these rush distances would be if you could spawn there. Instead, you're going to have to go all the way across the map here. One thing to note, though, these destructible rocks do come into play a little bit later in the game. It's a little harder to destroy them early game when you're doing that early aggression, but you know, you can definitely do it later in the game, and it makes for a quicker attack path, and it makes people a little bit more wary about expanding quickly. Either way, looks like we're going to be seeing FXOpTiKzErO do that same strategy they did last time, just going to be moving out and Nexus first. That is very interesting. We saw Kyle try and exploit that very well in the last game, and just for some reason FXOpTiKzErO just fantastic job holding it off, and did very well. Now ONEKyhol looks like he's going to be 1 racks fast expanding himself, so both players going to be favoring that early expand build. Either way, we are going to be seeing, like I said, on Sakura's Plateau, so I will be interested to see how long this game goes. Usually these games last for quite some time, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be seeing ONEKyhol probably going to be moving into some Marine Marauder play, as he has been favoring that, although I have seen him play mech quite a bit on TVP, which is something that not a lot of people do. We are going to be seeing Kyle scout in the correct position here. FXOpTiKzErO taking the wrong route, but either way he's just going to get it around there. Kyle now going to see that expansion down, and he's going to wish he had put on that early pressure, and he might in fact do it. Looks like he has 2 of those Marines out right now, and going to go ahead and fast expand, so he might end up putting some pressure on right here. He's got that 1 SCV, and here comes the bunker down from ONEKyhol right now. FXOpTiKzErO has no vision of it, but he will be transferring those probes very quickly, and as soon as that Nexus comes up, he will have vision of it, so it will be interesting to see how he reacts to this. And there goes the Nexus down right now, sees that bunker, and here comes all these SCVs, or all those probes, going to be putting some pressure onto KyHol's SCV. Kyle really trying to take advantage of how fast this expansion came out, and that bunker dropping very quickly. Now all those SCVs, all those probes stopped mining, and here comes this 1 Zealot. Looks like Kyle might be able to do some damage here. Would like to see him kite that Zealot around, as that Zealot really has to move around. That Zealot getting 2 hits, might even get a 3rd hit off, and here comes Kyle trying to split those units off, but not quite doing a good enough job. And here we go, that 170 APM from ONEKyhol and FXOpTiKzErO, just playing very quickly here. FXOpTiKzErO trying to hold off this push the best he can, and doing a nice job with just the Zealots. Had there been 1 Marauder in here, I think this would have been much harder for FXOpTiKzErO to hold off in the meantime. We're going to be seeing him get that warp gate tech down, very standard. If you don't get warp gate, I don't know what you're doing as Protoss, but FXOpTiKzErO doing a nice job defending here, and would really like to see that Stalker come out. There it comes out, and now he's going to feel a lot more safe. 4 Marines out for Kyle, trying to do as much damage as possible, and here comes that Stalker, going to pick off that SCV, and it's going to completely shut down this push, as there is no hope for a bunker to come down here, and no units lost right now for FXOpTiKzErO, so he's just going to have to completely run away from here. In the meantime, though, taking that expansion, a nice job. He feels pretty safe with that expansion. He's got that double gas going right now, and you know, another gas going down in his main, so Now taking a look at the Union County Station, pretty even on that harvester count right now. Both players at around 24, 25, and now we're going to be seeing ONEKyhol switching to some mech play. So 2 factories going down for ONEKyhol in the base. You see that tech lab getting added on right away. and looking like he's just going to be putting on some heavy mech pressure. There goes that armory down, so we will be seeing some Thors more than likely out of KyhL this game. So Marine Thor, that could be very, very interesting combo. 2 barracks coming down right now, and look for KyhL to probably destroy these destructible rocks, as Thors are exceptionally slow, and he'd like to keep them you know, in his base, or at least close to his base as the best that he can. You see the Twilight Council now going down for OpTiKzErO, doing a fantastic job throwing it down, and going to be upgrading, probably going to be getting Zealot Charge, as we saw him get that exact same upgrade last game. So OpTiKzErO doing a nice job placing this pylon right around the destructible rocks, so he will know if KyhL actually decides to go for that, he will be ready for it. And now that Thor is on the way, looks like he's saving up for another one of those Thors, and there it goes, 2 Thors on the way from KyhL right now. Going to be moving out and trying to put some pressure onto our Protoss opponent, and you know, he might be very, very successful here. Looks like Hallucination is on the way for OpTiKzErO, and I'm really intrigued by this play, getting that Observer as well as Hallucination. That is very, very interesting. This Observer is basically going to give him the same scouting intel that the Hallucinated Phoenix that will no doubt come out from OpTiKzErO would have given him. So really interesting play. We are going to see that 250mm strike cannon. So KyhL really upgrading the crap out of those Thors, and now OpTiKzErO is going to spot that Thor, knows where it is, and he'll probably spot that those destructible rocks coming down. So it will be interesting to see how he uses this Hallucinate. Looks like a scan did go down in the base of OpTiKzErO, scanning to try and tell what all was going on in that base. He's just going to be seeing some gateways right now. Gateways, nothing too fancy, and now we're going to be seeing that Hallucinated Phoenix come out for OpTiKzErO. Going to get a good amount of scouting intel, and here comes all of these units back for KyhL right now that those destructible rocks are already down, and he's looking to put on some pressure here. And OpTiKzErO is actually out of the way here. Taking a look at the army values, OpTiKzErO is a little bit ahead, not by very much, and here comes all these units gonna move over and do some damage, and OpTiKzErO getting a good scout with that with those Phoenix, and now pushing back here. So it will be interesting to see what happens. That charged Zealot or that Zealot speed is finished, and now KyhL almost completely destroying these destructible rocks, could push up and do a lot of damage, hallucinating that Colossi, and right now KyhL is going to move up here, sees that Colossi, and look at that backing up. So an interesting play, using that hallucinate to his advantage, forcing KyhL to think twice about coming up here. He could easily wipe out this force without much of a problem, but instead staying back because he's afraid of that Colossi. That scan going down now, going to scout that is a hallucinated Colossi, and now going to move up here, try and do as much damage as possible. And here comes a big 250mm strike cannon, taking out that Immortal, and all those Immortals melting very, very quickly. Still no stem here for KyhL. Looks like OpTiKzErO will be doing quite a bit of damage. There goes down that Thor, and these Zealots are doing a ton of damage. That Colossi that charge upgrade playing a huge role here. Now KyhL feeling a little bit awkward now. OpTiKzErO opting to push out here, got a 14 food advantage, and he's looking to take care of it. And here comes a little bit of a misrally by KyhL. Would like to group up all of his units and try and do some damage here, but instead looks like he's going to be losing a couple of those Thors, and there he goes, taking down a few of those Zealots, but not quite enough. And KyhL just sacrificing all these units. Here comes some more units for OpTiKzErO. He's going to have an excellent chance to push into the base here. KyhL just now pushing up, and here comes some of those SCVs. I think if he had pulled just a few of those SCVs in the first attack, he would have done much better. Those SCVs trying to repair here, and there goes down the Thor for KyhL. Taking a look at the unit counting station, a lot of those SCVs going down for KyhL, and really not able to keep up as much as he would like. KyhL really taking damage quite a bit in this particular push here, trying to hold it off the best that he can, and it looks like he will be able to hold it off, but just barely. You see all those Zealots pushing down, and that's going to make for an easy expansion from OpTiKzErO. In the meantime, KyhL already working on his own expansion, more than halfway done that expansion, just now starting for OpTiKzErO. So an interesting play here.